YA book. She usually writes paranormal romance for adults. And she asked me to write a blog on the topic of the line between, I also write for adults as well. So straddling the line between writing YA and adult fiction. And when I was thinking about what I was going to write for this blog post, it's not that hard for me to get into the mind of a teenager. I'm pretty immature myself. And so I never found that to be too difficult. And then I also, when I've written characters that were my age that are parents, that wasn't too hard for me either. So I'm thinking, I don't know, as I try to think about having an authentic YA voice or an authentic adult voice. I just write the characters how I write them, and then the way that I gear it more towards a YA audience or an adult audience is when I get to the editing. My second book, Glimmer, in my YA trilogy, I was working on finishing that when I started writing my other series, Day of Sacrifice, for adults. And I made a lot of mistakes at first. I would put, have the adults saying, "Oh my God," too often, or I would hold back on writing a love scene because, and I was like, why would I do that? Because for once I can feel not pervy about doing it because it's adult characters for once. But then also I would maybe put a little bit too much description in Glimmer. I got a few complaints about that. So I made guidelines for myself, and basically. So I decided that the basics of storytelling are the same, but what gets edited out is different. In YA, cursing, drinking, and smoking, drug use, sex, they are all statements. There has to be a reason for teen characters to do these things for the first time. It's a big deal. And also, my main character in my YA trilogy, she's a pastor's daughter. So she doesn't really swear. But she does kind of have her own swears that she makes up that are more of a statement because she's a pastor's daughter. Her saying, "Oh my God," is kind of a big deal. So things like that. And slang is allowed to run rampant. I think half the fun of being a teenager is making up your own language with your friends. And, I know that I did that. I remember in 8th grade, my friends and I called everything festive for 3 weeks. We just thought it was funny. So take as much slang as you want to. Stupid mistakes should happen because they're part of growing up. I think that when you're writing an older character, not something like they have a bad temper and they shouldn't ever have an argument with somebody or get mad at something. But something that a team I do is, try to flirt with the guy she likes' best friend to make him jealous or something like that. And that's not really going to happen a lot in the adult world, but by the time you get to be a grown-up, you kind of realize that things like that don't work. So dumb mistakes are all part of growing up, and they should be allowed to happen in YA. And the last one in the YA is infatuation, lust, and love. They're all the same thing. You don't know the difference when you're 16. They are all the same thing. So then for in adult fiction, cursing, drinking, smoking, drug use, and sex, they're all things that adults have earned the right to do. So there still needs to be a reason for them to do them, but that can be because they want to. Slang has to be kept in check and age appropriate. I still say dude and totally and awesome all the time, but I can keep myself from saying it constantly. And I don't say festive anymore at all. Adult characters usually have a couple of terms to stick with them, but they should be used sparingly. So whereas, the YA kids can say, "Oh my God," and totally and all of that all the time, and it's fine. But you get to be an adult, you kind of learn when you can say stuff like that and who you can say stuff like that to. Adult characters have learned from their mistakes. Situations that are plausible for a teen, like endlessly fretting over if somebody likes you. Not going to happen when you're an adult. And lastly, love and saying I love you should only happen after the characters know for sure it's not just infatuation or lust. Adults have been through it enough times to tell the emotions apart. So that's what I do when I'm editing. I don't worry too much about who my audience is while I'm writing it, or trying to worry about if I am having an authentic teen voice. Or I just write the characters how they come to me, and then I can fix it later in the editing if it's a role. So I'm going to read a little bit from Glimpse, which is the first book. And we've got some parental dialogue in here. It's Jake dialogue, and then I thought that was a good one. Like I said, Zelly is a pastor's daughter, and her 16th birthday is coming up. And what else do you need to know? She has a huge crush on this boy. Zelly, I was thinking about taking a trip over to Bend on Saturday to get some decorations for your party. Do you want to come with me, or do you trust me to pick them out myself? Dad said, as he scooped a large helping of green beans onto his plate, already piled high with fried chicken and rice. I took the green bean bowl from him and flicked a few onto my plate. I'd like to go. Can Claire come too? And Melody chimed in. It would be fine if Claire came with us. Melody, I seem to remember you have math tutoring with Mrs. Claire. Oh, that is so not fair. I'm totally getting a C- in math, and do not need help, please. I really want to go. Dad stabbed a forkful of beans. Perhaps you could see if Mrs. Kent would move tutoring for Friday evening, then you could come with us. Melody kicked the table leg. I won't work either, because I'm supposed to go to Brittany's slumber party on Friday. Can't I skip tutoring just this one time? Not the first time, sweetie, Mom said. Melody pushed back from the table and ran into the bedroom that we shared. Dad chuckled. That's about how I thought that would go. Yep, I answered, grinning. Be nice, you two. You know she doesn't like it when you won't do things without her. Mom went to the bedroom to comfort her. What do you think, Zal? Leave around 10? Tell Claire we'll pick her up. Sounds good. Can I maybe also look for a dress to wear? I really didn't want to spend my sweet 16th birthday wearing hand-me-downs or churchy clothes. If I was ever going to have a chance of getting Avery to talk to me, I had to at least attempt to look hot. I'm sure I can find something good on sale, I added. Dad gave me a wink. I don't see why not. You're only 16 months. After Claire had agreed to go to Bend, the rest of the school week raced by, and for once I had something to look forward to on the weekend besides church. On Friday afternoon, I stood out in front of the school, waiting for Mom to pick me up and take me to my dentist appointment like I was an 8-year-old. I couldn't wait to take driver's ed in the summer. Driving was going to be, well, freedom. It was a windy, springy day, and my hair was blowing all over the place, creating a whirlwind around my head. Annoyed, I grabbed my unruly mass of hair in both hands and slicked it back, rolling a ponytail holder from my wrist onto the loose, messy twist I had made at the base of my skull. You missed it, Chun. Avery reached over and tucked the hair behind my ear. I froze, paralyzed. Avery just touched me. I felt myself go tomato red and shiver all at the same time. Was I awake? I traced the path of his fingers across my cheekbone, retucking the hair behind my ear, stalling. I said buoyantly. He stood next to me, straddling his bike like it was something we did every day, like he had spoken to me once in the past 5 years, like he acknowledged my presence. His beautiful long fingers had a firm grip on the hip of ours. So that practice test in English totally sucked, don't you think, he said? 100 images flashed through my mind. His full lips, his hair curling over his ears, that sliver of skin that had given me goosebumps. I had to pull myself together. I had to speak. I had to not go catatonic. Yeah, I managed to say. It completely sucked. Way sucked. Can't imagine how much the real test is going to totally suck. I completely, way, and totally needed to cease talking for the rest of my miserable existence. Totally, he agreed, giving me a crinkly-eyed smile. We loitered in awkward silence for what seemed like forever. I finally turned towards him to espouse some more of my wisdom when a strong gust of wind blew past us, unleashing my crazy hair from my ponytail and blowing it right into his face. I rushed to smooth it back again, but Avery grasped my wrist. It's cool, it's not bothering me. He rubbed his thumb up along the inside of my palm. Your hair's really soft, it's nice. Oh, I said brilliantly again. Thanks, yours too. Shut up now. Pray like you've never prayed before that an angel seamstress will come down from heaven and sew your mouth shut. He let go of my wrist, but the warmth from his hand lingered. I resisted putting my arm to my nose, curious if I could smell him on my skin. He ran his hand through his hair. So your party is next week. That's cool. Yeah, I said, attempting to be nonchalant. As if. Claire and I are going to Bend tomorrow to get with my dad to get some decorations and stuff. Sweet, Bend's cool. Yeah. I am so super excited. Holy Christ, I'm a cracker. Why couldn't I say one intelligent thing? Well, alrighty. He looked at his watch. He looked at the watch he had hooked to his backpack. I gotta go to my dad's office. Have fun in Bend. I'll see you in church and then, in school on Monday. Yeah, I'll see you on Sunday and Monday. The embarrassment was becoming debilitating. I watched as he rode away, not sure of what just happened or anything that I had said. Was I already at the dentist? Because I sure as hell felt like I was on laughing gas. This would have been another opportune moment to have a cell phone. I had to call Claire as soon as I got home. There was so much to analyze. There was something to analyze.